Hey everyone, welcome back to me doing kind of a speed paint piece of fan art for Ezuri, the Claw of Progress, and the card that I went to go to the bathroom and remembered in the bathroom that I couldn't. That I was like, what's that green staple card? There's a green staple card and I couldn't remember the name of it. And I'm like, what is it? What's that card's name? Genesis Wave. It was Genesis Wave. Kind of funny that I forgot that card's name briefly because it's a freaking ridiculous game ending card. But yeah, Genesis Wave was the card I was debating putting in this deck. The deck I mentioned in the last video being the Ezuri Claw of Progress deck. So these come down like this, looks like, and they kind of hmm the the corsety thing he's got going on here is kind of weird. Like I said, I'm predominantly working out of the black here, so we're gonna just knock all this scribbly detail back, and we can go in now with just picking out the highlights on the shapes here. It's weird because they have like these like they have like these wing shapes, but there's also like this one goes like gonna go like this. It looks like. And then I can't tell if this is light. See, it's weird because he's got. Okay, so his chest is kind of orange. Oh, he's got like a tunic on. That's all tore up, it looks like. Okay. I thought he was just shirtless. So technically, he's got like. Okay, this makes a little more sense now. We're just darkening this up a little bit to sort of differentiate it from the skin tone that's just slightly lighter than it. It's kind of weird. I think it's supposed to be like the vest he has in his regular artwork. Regular artwork. His pre-compilation artwork. His pre I've gone to the dark side against my own will, but hey, I kind of like it artwork. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense now to me. Okay, let's get white going again. So the bird thing goes up like that, and then it comes up like this again. The bird thing. It's kind of a wingy shape he's got here for these plates. It kind of, I think it comes up like that. You know, it's funny. I do know I kind of am probably gonna need glasses in like a month, but I'm not. I'm not intently staring because I can't see the image in front of me. I'm intently staring because I'm trying to get as much detail out of it as I can as I go. And the third one just has the same shape, but it's way deeper. I think we can be a little inaccurate on the like the exactness of these wing thingamabobs on the front of his corset thing. Oh yeah, and for updates that weren't actually on the YouTube channel, I did finish that Tifa sequential. I just did it off camera. I've actually for artwork, I actually kind of have a little bit of trouble doing it like this because I'm so used to listening to stuff while I draw and actually write. In this case, for Nano Wormo, or not in this case, just writing and drawing in general, I usually have something on that's just noise in the background, usually for me. And since I'm drawing in silence here, except for the sound of my own voice, it's actually kind of... it's actually kind of weird for me, and not entirely super duper comfortable with it. I mean, I don't mind silence. While I work, though, I just prefer having noise. And that's the main reason I'm not, like, churning out drawing videos all the time. Yeah, we're actually gonna knock those out for a second. And I think I can just tap them right back in. There's sort of a all of the like lowy button things have rings around them. Oops. Like I mentioned previous, I'm gonna be using these as my, like, oh, here's our light coming in, and now we can actually start putting, like, coming in and tapping in the detail that's on the bottom of these, because now we actually have a light source nearby. Also, if you see me like do this, it's not because I'm going blind. I mean, I am going blind, but I can still resolve letters on a keyboard just fine. I'm in total darkness right now. It doesn't actually look it in the video because there are 3 monitors throwing light on my face, but I'm actually, like, everything below my tablet screen is pretty much darkness. So I end up having to, like, really look down Oh, and then we have one more to put in, which is great because this means that light source is right there. Okay, and this one looks like it's kind of just connected into this, so we can actually... Yeah, we can actually get that sort of like looking a little more connected in there, and then this actually dips. This actually comes way down. Okay. Spooky, scary. I almost said Eldrazi. Ezuri. I'm gonna grab that tone. Oh yeah, anyways, I did some Ino fan art, did some Tifa fan art that I finished. I just didn't record it. And yeah, I don't know how much I'm actually going to post on this channel in terms of art records. We shall see. Now we got this light source in here, which means we can actually tap in just a little more light on these parts. Now, coming off the bottom of this, at about right here, it looks like he's got hanging cloth. And because we're going to have like a bug face here, I don't really feel the need to put a lot of detail on this particular leg. We are going to go in and sort of tap in a bit of light, because we got some cloth here. And it looks like the cloth actually is actually going to come like that. So That background detail is going to be one of those mirrored in trees. Or at the very least, it's a Phyrexian tree now. Yep, and now just for his legs, he's got more metal. And I think the Predation card has his legs. Not really. I'd really love to see, and I don't know if they've actually put anything up yet. I'd really love to see the design documents for all the commanders now, just to see what his overall design is supposed to look like. Plus, I mean, I always love concept art. Pretty much anything that has concept art in it, I want to at least look at it, especially if it's something I really, really like. If I can purchase a book both in, oh, I have a couple spare dollars, let me purchase this art book, or if whoever's making the art book actually puts it out in the first place, I do try to grab it up. So, like, Tactics Ogre had a really good one that I definitely grabbed up when I could. As does, whoops. As does Monster Hunter. Like, Monster Hunter has these, and I'm still waiting for the one for the 4th gen to show up on Amazon. I got the 3rd gen one. I don't have the 1st gen one because I didn't really play 1st gen Mon Hunt a lot. But, Capcom releases these armor books, armor and weapon design books. And entire game design books, but they release one per generation basically of the game, and the sort of the one that covered the 2nd gen to 3rd gen transition, sort of like the tail end of Freedom Unite was in the book a bit. And then I think Nargacuga's design was in the book. I haven't looked at it in a long time. And then it was all 3rd gen from then on. And it was like, oh, this is really awesome. Because you got to see all the design works for the game, including the absolutely insane amount of Legia Crest armors they had to go through to get the Legia Crest armor down. But yeah, I am gonna pick up the 4th gen book, 3rd book technically of the series. I am really kicking this back so the sketchiness is hidden a bit, and then we can start plucking out details. What's funny about Phyrexian stuff is, like, I don't actually think you need to make it symmetrical necessarily. You can just kind of have fun with putting in more gross shapes. I am going to flip the canvas, however, because I think I can get a better angle on it. Yeah. How does he look flipped? His head's kind of shifted over, but I can fix that. So yeah, when Wizards put out the Art of Return to Ravnica and Gatecrash, I soaked all that up. Soaked all that up. Got kind of ticked that they didn't actually do Simic building drawings. Instead, took the time. I mean, I don't mind that they took the time for it, but they instead did drawings for the Gateless. That is also, incidentally, why Breeding Pool and the Guild Gate look so different from each other. While like the other the other guilds have much more consistent style for their buildings together. I mean, it kind of actually did fit story wise because you know Momir Vig tried to take over the plane and then failed. And then the Simic were basically out of it. So you would think that they wouldn't actually have a whole lot of holdings left. When you actually do think about it, it's like, oh, they would lose all their holdings because you know they basically didn't have a guild for a while. We're gonna just do a little more highlighting just to get that back. Not too much. Like I mentioned in the previous video, I want him to be like in shadow and you or someone stumbled upon this completed elf predator in some new Phyrexian forest. Okay, he is definitely coming along. Now, I am going to do a quick... We're doing it live. Hornet face. Okay, return. I've actually gotten really used to typing on this new keyboard I have that I bought specifically because I'm doing Nano Wormo, and I'm kind of getting used to its layout more than this keyboard. Even though this keyboard, I like the way things are spaced out for Photoshop and gaming. But typing is like, it's a little on the I've become unused to this side of things. Why would I go with Hornet, you ask? Well, that's because Hornet Queen is going to be in this deck. And the things that are going to be affected by Ezuri the most, or affected with Ezuri the most, in my opinion, are going to be, in terms of building up his experience counters in the deck I'm putting together in particular, is Hornet Queen and Avengers Zendikar. So I figured, okay, we're going to have this front creature be very, very much a Hornet. That is kind of really gotten big. Because let's face it, that's what +1/+1 counters are supposed to do. And we're gonna put some silhouette details in here, and he's gonna be made out of metal. Because let's face it, you complicate a Hornet, you're gonna want giant, gross, disgusting, frightening metal Hornets. So we are going to have some reflected light down here a bit. I'm going to darken him up again, and we're basically going to treat him like the way we've been treating everything in this drawing that's metal. Just make it dark again, and then go in and tap in our highlights. Now for the actual creatures in this, I might grab a texture or two and sort of slap some textures on them just to make them a little grosser than what my pen can do to make them gross. And I'm actually going to end this video pretty much right here because I think we've covered the bases of what we're doing with this image. And how everything in it is working. It's very much, I'm doing it as a, this is how you can work out of a black. This is a creepy monster character. Well, now creepy monster character. It used to be one of the good guys who has been complicated into a bad guy. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens when they actually get back on New Phyrexia. And we get to see what happens, what has happened to the characters who were there before, and where they go with that story. So, yeah, I think that's just about going to cover this video. I may do one more, sort of rounding out the image, and when I apply color, I think I'll hop back in to recording that. But for now, this has been an Ezuri piece of fan art. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to check out my Patreon, links above, and I'll see you guys next time.